Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Charvebhyo Devebhyo Namaha.
Sadhguru, what is the difference between mind, emotions, and thoughts? What is creating thoughts, and how can I change my thought process?
What is the difference between mind, emotion and thoughts? In essence, when you say mind, you're essentially talking about a certain bank of memory, a complex web of memory which gives it a certain character. Depending upon what kind of mass of memory she has and what kind of mass of memory he has, these two turn out to be a certain kind of characters. This memory is being gathered every moment of your life, in wakefulness and sleep. Even if you're asleep, it is being gathered. When you're awake, it's being gathered. So most of the memory that you gather, you're unconscious of, because it's being gathered in such heavy quantity. So many things that you're so easily doing, let's say something as simple as walking on two legs. It is possible not because of your bone and muscle, it's possible because of the memory that you carry. Otherwise you wouldn't be able to walk. The body remembers how to walk. If you forget, you cannot walk. So this memory, when we say memory, we always think mind. No, body has a lot more memory than mind has. Your body has 1,000,000 times more memory than what your mind has. So you're sitting here, your great-great-great-great-grandfather's nose is still sitting here. Something inside this body remembers how your great-great-great-great-grandfather's nose was. Yes or no? How somebody was 1,000,000 years ago, your body still remembers and still acting it out, isn't it? So the memory of the body is way bigger than the memory of the mind. This memory is what we are referring to as karma, karmic impressions. People did elaborate things to manage this karmic impression, to manage it in a way we want it to be. That's gone out of control now, we just have to manage it here. Society was trying to manage your karmic impressions at one time. That management is completely gone. It is from this, they started all these gotras and jatis and stuff because they want to manage the karmic impression. That was some phenomenal management for a period of time, but we lost it. We cannot manage it anymore. You have to manage it within yourself. So what kind of thoughts you have? On the conscious level, just the memory that you gathered in this piece of life, from your birth to now, on the conscious level. But what kind of emotions this thought generate within you is coming largely from an unconscious process of memory. That memory, the unconscious memory, is way, way, way bigger than the conscious memory. So the conscious memory, we call it as prarabdha. The unconscious memory, we call it as Sanchitta. Sanchitta means the unconscious accumulation of karmic mass which keeps on acting in its own way. It is not active in terms of manifesting itself, but it is active in terms of influence. It influences you. It doesn't act in your life right now, but it influences you in 1,000,000 different ways. So, does it mean I'm all fixed already, so there's nothing I can do? No. It is because of this basis that you exist. Now what you want to make out of yourself is still you. Destiny is created by this memory, but destiny is not a done thing. Destiny is just… it's like the skeletal system of your body. It decides your stature, but it doesn't decide everything. You can put on this much, or you can become like this, you can become like that. So many things you can do, but the fundamental stature is drawn by certain forces within you, which are essentially controlled by the memory. So instead of looking at what kind of thoughts I'm getting, what kind of emotions I'm getting, just see in the larger perspective of life, what you think and what you feel is not important. You're a tiny speck of dust. This dust, what it feels is not important, what it thinks is not important. If you bring this distance between you and the thought, if you bring this distance between you and your emotion, they will be powerless. Then thought and emotion becomes a conscious process. Once your thought and emotion becomes a conscious process, then you're free from the karmic process in many ways. Right now, both your thought and your emotion are a compulsive process, it's happening from within. Once it's a conscious process, you will see suddenly you're empowered, as if you're like suddenly 10 people in one. People will think you're superhuman. No, it's just being human. Right now, they are being… most people are just being a mass of flesh. From that, they've just become human. What is human is today being recognized as being superhuman.
When a child is born who is not okay physically or mentally or both, then the child is suffering and the parent is suffering. Who exactly is suffering in that case, and why is the child like that?
No child is born abnormal, he's just born. Society labels him as normal and abnormal. He's just born. Because you want your child to look exactly like your neighbor's child. No, 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 little better than your neighbor's child. So it looks abnormal to you. He is just born. Maybe he doesn't have one little finger, or maybe he doesn't have a part of the brain, maybe he doesn't have the capabilities that others have. If you go by these standards, all of you sitting here, though you may be in the upper balcony, do all of you have the same capabilities? Do you have? I think every one of you is abnormal. You're quite abnormal, aren't you? So don't go about labeling life. It is just that some life grows up with a certain capability, some life grows up with a certain dependence. These are different ways life is made. We don't have to make it such a big issue of it. We have made too big an issue of it. Another reason is because we have made too big an issue, not of life, of our emotions and thought. If life was an issue, that would be okay. Now life is not the issue, your thought and your emotion is the big issue. Your thought and emotion is bigger than life, isn't it? Yes or no? This is a wrong way to approach life. If life was the issue, we would have dealt with it differently. Right now, how I think and how I feel is the big issue. What I'm telling you is, how you think and how you feel, you can change it this moment if you want. Yes, sir? How life is, we cannot change it this moment. But how I think and how I feel, if I'm willing, I can change it this moment, isn't it so? Please change it. You will see Almost all those big questions in your life are not relevant anymore if you just change the way you think and feel.